Hello everybody and welcome back to some more FM19 Journeyman, where we are currently in charge of Torslanda IK in the Swedish 4th tier. And we are here today for the game against Varberg GIF, followed by BK Olympic. Now, everyone is on a decent fitness this game because I remembered to rest the players, which is pretty important when you're playing games every 3 days. And we are rolling out with the same squad which just lost to Lerums. Now, the result was disappointing, but I don't think it was really a fault of the squad. And I still think this is the team that's probably our best lineup, which is going to get the most done for us. So, with that said and done, I'm going to submit this team, and hopefully we can see a better performance today than the one we saw yesterday. And they are playing with a basic 4-4-2. They just have the one player with a face here, Arbios Mizzi, sorry. And yeah, it's a standard 4-4-2. Hopefully we can break it down, and expecting a win. How good actually are these? I'm not sure. I haven't actually checked. Let's keep it a surprise. We'll check at the end of the game and see how we've done. Let's just assume that they're bad and we're going to win. That seems like a good idea to me. They have a throw in here then. Aberg's going to take it. It's deep in our half, and we just about managed to head clear with Andres Olsen, but they are still on the ball. Eriksson on it. Jonathan Olsen. I need to say Jonas Olsen then. That's not who that is. Froholm Lemborn is on it, and can he find a pass? He can, but it's backwards, which is actually allowing us to build quite nicely. It's good to see. Froholm Lemborn, back to Fundel Ryberg, back to Jonathan Olsen, to Salahu, and he is brought down and wins a penalty. I said this in the first episode when we were talking about the team. I'm going to say this before we take it. He gets in the box a lot, and a lot of teams are fouling him. Now, I don't know if it's the level we're playing at, they can't put in a proper tackle, or just the fact that he is just getting into dangerous areas so often, but he has won a lot of penalties in the preseason. It's nice to see him doing it in the league as well. So, he's going to step up to take this down. He pulls back. Can he put it away? And he can. It's very well taken. Straight into the top right-hand corner. No chance of him saving that. And it's his second goal of the season. Beautiful to see him. His second goal in 2 games, actually. Beautiful to see him scoring. And I've got really high hopes for him. I hope he can be a huge goal scorer for us this season. He's already scored as many goals as I think Sedwin Scott did for us at Berwick. So, yeah, we're doing all right. As they have a free kick here, then Siler crosses it in. And I have no idea what just happened. I'm so confused. Al-Zahari has scored, but it's 1-1, which is disappointing, but I'm not quite sure how, because we had a wall of players there. He just managed to get a header on it. Somehow, through some miracle, he managed to win that ball, and our keeper just couldn't save it. I think, again, we're going to have quite a weak keeper in Asmar, but I'm hoping it doesn't become too much of an issue, as we have the highlight here. Fundel Ryberg on the ball, knocks it back to Skoog, smartly working it forward from the back. And can we find a ball? Maybe out to the right as it goes forward to Avdiu here. Can he put a cross in? He can. Salahu strikes. It's his 3rd goal of the season. His 3rd goal in 2 games and his 2nd of this match. He's on a brace 27 minutes in. And it's very well worked. I love the way we're working the ball. More than the fact that the ball's gone in. Even if this had gone, been saved or something, I still would have been very impressed with this move. It's a beautiful cross there by Avdiu. And it's a fantastic strike. It has to be said. We're playing really, really nice football, and we're playing it very well, and it's something I was a bit worried about. When you try and play possession-based football with a weaker side, it can often just result in an absolute mess, as I think we saw a little bit at Berwick, but it's nice to see, the passing and movement working really well. And I think we've actually got quite a strong squad. So, with that being said, it looks like we're about to tick into half-time at 2-1 up. Now, should we check now where these are expected to finish, or shall we wait till the end of the game? I'm going to wait till the end of the game, I think. But, without much surprise here, Salahu is our best player so far at an 8.6 rating. Nobody else really standing out, actually, other than, is that Lanholm on a 7? It's weird to see, to be fair. Assists seem to be rated much lower. Avdiu on an assist and a 6.7 is just a bit strange. But I'm happy with that performance. They all look delighted. Froholm Lemborn, the only real worry, on a 6.2 there. That's a little bit, not unnerving, but you're hoping it improves in the second half. It's the only one, you wouldn't be happy with come the end of the game. But there's still another half for him to change that, and hopefully he can do so, as they have a throw-in very early into the second half. Now, we conceded here in the last game, but it looks like we've won the ball. Olsen to Froholm Lemborn forward. The pass is poor. Salahu does manage to claim it, though. Fundel Ryberg on the ball. Now, can he put in a cross? He tries, but it is blocked. Olsen to Eriksson. We are still in possession. Fundel Ryberg puts in a cross. Froholm Lemborn. There's a lot of good names in here. There's a lot of double-barrel surnames which you have to cycle through. But he does manage to head it home. And I said I needed to see better, and he puts in a goal. You gotta love it. Fundel Ryberg puts in a brilliant cross onto the back post. Froholm Lemborn heads past the keeper, giving us a 3-1 lead against Varberg GIF. And that's what you get when you're just playing against an image. But they've got an injury as well. Things coming back from the Southampton days here, back in FM19, where we just committed a lot of injuries, or we caused a lot of injuries, as we pass out from the back here. And this is what's really nice to see. We aren't lumping it up. Not the ball deflecting off of our own players, but the fact that we build it slowly from the back. After you're a little bit slow to react to that ball, though, and they are looking to press here. If that had been in, I feel like that would have been slightly my fault for playing Bergman as a cover player. He's not got really the pace for it, and I should probably swap those around. But from the corner, nothing comes out of it. But we are still in possession. Skoog crosses it in. Our centre-half puts in a cross. And Froholm Lemborn, who I had at half-time and said he needed to play better, puts in his second goal of the game to give us the 4-1 lead. And, well, it's looking, don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking like we're already going to have won more games with Torslander than we won with Berwick. And that is going to be a beautiful thing to say, that things aren't following a similar pattern. 2 goals for 2 players here, both Salahu and Lemborn looking for that hat-trick, but I am going to make a bit of a change. I am going to bring on Strandel. Since we're, quite comfortably ahead, I feel it's a good idea to give our youth a chance. Plus, Eriksson still took that knock a little bit ago. He says he's fully fit now, but I'm still a tad concerned. So, just only giving him a shorter run out seems fair. And Al Jafari should probably play. I'm going to bring off Jonathan Olsen, who's had a pretty good game on a 7.2 rating. I'm not sure if you called it, so there it is there. But just give Al Jafari a run out. Obviously, I said this in the first video, if we hadn't signed players, he would have definitely been a starter, and I have a lot of confidence in him. So I kind of want to keep him match sharp in case we ever need to bring him on. I don't want him coming on after not having played for ages, so I want to try and utilise substitutions quite a bit more. But a couple of players looking exhausted, and we do have options to replace them. So let's bring on Bowman for Lanholm there. And yeah, let's confirm that substitution. Get back into the game, and with 10 minutes to go, it looks like we are going to be seeing out quite a strong win here. There is a throw-in, though, for them. Headed forward to Seiler, and it's a good tackle there by Bowman, who's just come off the bench. They are still in possession, though, and it's launched forward. Al-Zahawi beats us on the counter, and it is back to 4-2. He's going to pick up the ball and try and take it back to the centre circle as fast as he can. Mal's on the pressure a little bit here, but we are still 2 goals ahead. 4-2 lead, and it's a good ball there from Aberg, you have to say. And Skoog is a little bit slow on tracking his man back. Neither of our centre-halves are particularly quick, and that might be one of our downfalls in more difficult games. These long balls over the top especially might prove to be quite problematic, especially because they seem to be used quite frequently in this league. But as we go with a goal kick with 30 seconds left to play, it's highly unlikely that any kind of comeback will be on. So it's looking like we're going to have quite a convincing win as we just see out the last few seconds. Salahu to Avdiu here, and they lump it forward. We claim the ball with Skoog, and is that full-time yet? Is it full-time yet? It's full-time. There we go. A 4-2 win against Varberg GIF. Now, let's go to the dressing room. Let's go through all this first passionately. I'm very happy with the result and the way you played. They're all extremely delighted and delighted. I don't know if I skipped off that a bit too soon there, but hopefully you can see it at the bottom. And let's go take a look at the league, shall we, and see where they're expected to finish. So they are expected to finish right below us in the table, so to have such a convincing win over a team that's predicted to finish so close to us is actually very promising in the long run. The Lerum's result is still a bit better, but other than that, 2 pretty convincing wins so far. So you've got to hope that we can continue this form going into the game against BK Olympic next. So I just went to take a look at the Ladbrokes League 2, see how Berwick were getting on with it, coming to the end of the regular season for most European teams, and they are relegated, or in the relegation playoffs at least. 33 games played, so 3 left to play, and only 18 points with 12 behind Elgin City means that they are definitely in those relegation playoffs. And maybe if they'd have kept me on, they wouldn't be in this situation, so a little bit of sympathy, but not too much. As you can see, they only picked up 2 more wins since we left, against Stirling and Albion Rovers. Every single win was 2-0, which is a bit strange. But it did see them go down, and feel a little bit sorry for them, but they did fire me, so not too much. So we are here today for the game against BK Olympic, and I forgot to rest my players, so a couple of them are into the high 80s. It's not dreadful. They can definitely still start. It just means we might need to utilise a couple of substitutions, maybe a little bit earlier than we would like to, but it's not the end of the world. The real nice thing to see is that some of these links are starting to come in. So Salahu, Furholm, Lemborn, and Avdiu are all linking up, as well as the three midfielders here. The little tiny ones there might be a little bit hard to see between Olsen, and Olsen Eriksson. So, or Anton, and Olsen, if you want to just repeat names a lot. So, let's submit the team. We're going with the exact same lineup. I mean, they scored 4 goals. You've kind of got to go with them again. You can't really drop anyone after that. And it is a standard 4-4-2. So, a couple of a regen and a player with a picture in there. But other than that, it's all a lot of nobodies. So, hopefully, we can see these off. I'm starting to wonder whether these regens are the sort of grayed out players that the game generates when you don't have enough players. But on the other hand, he's rated a bit high to be one of those, so I'm not 100% sure. But we will get into this game right now, and for a team talk, let's go assertively. I expect to win. Salahu loved it, nobody else cared. So hopefully we can have a repeat performance of last time, but maybe concede a little bit less. Who knows? One thing to note is actually their players all look very tired. It seems like they're not utilising the rest feature either, because there's a lot of 72% there. They're worse off than us, so it's not really an excuse if we don't perform. But there is a highlight going on right now. Eriksson to Olsen, and hopefully this can result in an attack for us as Eriksson's on the ball. Plays it to Olsen, to Avdiu, to Furholm, Lemborn. We're passing it around beautifully to Landholm out on the left flank. We put in a cross. Very nearly finds the back of the net. And Dorsler just about saves it. Or Dorsier, sorry. And it was close, it has to be said, but they are now in possession. Trying to build it from the back here. Matson plays it across to Stahl, but it deflects off of our player, and it's going to be in our favour. Or maybe not. Furholm Lemborn can't reach the pass, and they've drilled one forward. Zetkovic is on it. Asmar just about manages to keep it out, parries it out for a corner. And we can assume this won't come to anything, but let's make sure. Matson's going to cross it in. Bergman heads clear. They head in. Asmar saves comfortably, holding on to the ball. And that is the end of that attack. Highlight for us then. Asmar going to take the goal kick. And we are going to build from the back as always. Bergman to Landholm to Olsen. It's lovely to see us doing this rather than just punting it up to absolutely nobody. Very nice to see the slow build up from the back as Olsen, or Jonathan Olsen, gives it to Landholm. And Eriksson now on the ball. I'm going to nickname him Jolson. Avdiu takes the strike, and it is his second league goal of the season. It's very, actually, I don't know, something about that looked very aesthetically pleasing, but I can't quite figure out what it was. Maybe it's just all the build-up passes again, which I'm raving about right now, because it's just so nice to see. Furholm Lemborn here plays through an absolutely beautiful ball. A left-footed strike from Avdiu is literally pinpoint, beats the keeper, stays inside the post, and goes into the back of the net, and we are 1-0 up. They have a throw-in that's basically a goal kick. Eriksson heads down, Avdiu on the ball, and he hits the post. What is that? What was that goal? Hold on. This is the best goal I have ever seen in Football Manager. So, it's not in. He hits the post. Matson just smacks it against the post, straight into his own net. Sorry if that was extremely loud. I'll try and mute it in post, or quiet it down in post. But, oh, that is the most ridiculous goal I have ever seen in any Football Manager ever. That is an absolute highlight. I actually can't explain what I've just seen, as Asmov does a brilliant job of saving the cross. But I'm genuinely speechless. I'm going to have to edit that out as like a separate highlight, and we're going to have to start doing highlights on this channel because that was absolutely beautiful. I'm blown away by what I've just seen. Nothing that happens in this game now can put a dampener on that. I don't care if we lose 10-2. Like, that was... I'm speechless. That was amazing. Skoog pumps a long ball up here then. Avdiu is going to look to take it, and Salahu scores. Did the pitch just get brighter during that attack? Avdiu with a beautiful cross into Salahu, and we are 3-0 up against BK Olympic. Now again, I didn't check where these were supposed to finish, and I'm hoping it is above us, but this was absolutely beautiful. Great ball in. Salahu with a comfortable header, bagging his 4th goal of the season, 4 games in. He is on fire right now, and we are playing some absolutely beautiful football. 3-0 up into the first half. Massive thanks to Matson for that 3rd goal. Or the 2nd goal, I should say. I actually cannot believe what I have just seen. It is... I still need to take 2nd. That is my all-time favourite Football Manager moment. I cannot ever see anything topping that, I'm being completely honest. Everyone is loving the fact that we're playing well, and we're going to get stuck into the second half here. Oh my god. I'm blown away. Asmal's going to take the goal kick then, plays it out wide to Bergman, and again we build from the back. I'll stop talking about this at some point, but it's not going to be yet. But it looks to have backfired a little bit this time, actually. They cut out our pass, and they're looking to mount an attack. They head in, and it just whistles wide of the post. Asmal looked like he had that covered, to be fair to him, so it's not too worrying. But the fact that they're playing out from the back there backfired a bit might have been a bit, brought me back down to earth a bit with, you know, the flaws of the system. But oh, that was almost a very nice corner. We're doing a very good job from set pieces of picking out the open man, even if we have to go a little bit deeper, as this is no doubt going to prove me wrong. No, it's played to Olsen beautifully, to Salahu, for a home Lemborn, who is tackled. It's pumped forward. Anderson on the ball, rushing forward here. Can we make sure he doesn't get a shot off? He's taken wide here. It's a brilliant tackle. No more do we just fall over in front of the player and nothing happens. No, he puts it out for a corner, which they're going to take. Matson, after scoring an own goal, looks to redeem himself from the corner, but no, he does find his man, but the header is not good enough. And from here, we are hopefully going to see this game out. With still a 3-0 lead, it may be time to make some changes just to, you know, make sure fitness doesn't become an issue, things like that. So, who can we bring on in attacking midfield? Because Furholm Lemborn's looking a little bit tired. 3, 2, 1. I think Strandell's going to be my option here. I'm going to bring him on. He's not brilliant in the role, but he should be able to do the job well enough without a shadow of a doubt. Al Jafari is also going to come on for Jonathan Olsen. And let's confirm those substitutions and just see out this game. I'm still absolutely shocked by that Matson goal. Oh, Al Jafari on the free kick here. He takes it. It's tipped over? No, it's just over the bar. It looked like the goalkeeper got a hand on it to me, but I was mistaken. Lanholm to Salahu, and we look to strike for a fourth here. It's not a great ball forward, though. Matson heads it the right direction, and they are just passing it around. Launched forward to Gabriel here, who takes it, and it is a decent goal. Gabriel, I'm not quite sure. I sort of just saw a striker named Gabriel and assumed Jesus, and then realised not quite at this level. But it pulls them one back into the game, and with 15 minutes to go, it's safe to say that this isn't over yet. They could definitely manage to bag a couple. So with that in mind, and the fact that we still have so many subs left to use, a couple of changes are going to be made. So let's drop a pause real quick, and Gustafsson's going to come on for Salahu. Now, Salahu is playing extremely well, and this isn't meant to be a knock on him. I just feel like Gustafsson's maybe a little bit more defensive and a little bit more reassuring in the game. So, actually, one other thing I want to do is... Will it not let me edit? There we go. Mentality, I want to go to... Oh, there's no control anymore. Let's go for positive. That seems actually what I want. So if you just read it there, basically when you're the stronger team, but you want to be wary of your opponent's counter-attacking threat. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do. So let's confirm those changes and hit play and get underway. Al Jafari is brought down there, but they do retain possession of the balls. Gabriel plays it to Delito, and Robert is on the ball. Strandell with a brilliant tackle from the attacking midfielder too. It's lovely to see. I sent a half that Berwick couldn't do that. Brilliant. Throw in then late in the game for us. Fundel Reiber gives it to Al Jafari, who's just come on off the bench. Knocks it in, but the ball is poor, and they look to break here. Now Gabriel is running forward again. I'm going to stick with Gabriel. He crosses it. Oh, well, that wasn't really a threat, was it? Now, if you put Matson there, that no doubt would have gone in. 5 minutes added time seems a bit excessive, but it went by pretty quickly as Dorzier lumps the ball up. There is a chance for a goal here, though. Still a minute left to play as Delito is on the ball. Robert puts it forward, and Gabriel, who's been a menace in the second half, takes it close. Asmal, though, manages to pull out a save, closed down the angle well, and pulled off quite a relatively straightforward stop. But they have a corner. Delito's going to take it. Crosses it in. It's very back post there. Gabriel gets head on it. Fundel Reiberg keeps it out. And we look to counter here with 15 seconds left to play. We just pump it into the corner. Gotta love it. Rugby kicks into the corner. And that will see out the game. A 3-1 win as the play goes on for some reason. A 3-1 win with one of the most... I've got to see it again. I'm sorry. I absolutely have to see it again. Just look, Avdiu goes forward. It's a decent strike, but it hits the post. And then Matson just launches it into his own. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. One of the best goals I will ever see on Football Manager, without a shadow of a doubt. Passionately say I'm very happy with the result and the way you played. And look at it, it is a beautiful reaction. Everyone's in green. They're probably still going to complain about something to do with the squad situation. I'm not sure what all that was about. That was just weird. But hopefully we can keep up this form. Now, let's figure out where they're actually meant to finish in the league. So, season preview. Olympic BK, another team that's below us. We've had a relatively easy start to the season then. All 4 of the teams we played expected to finish below us in the table. And next, who do we play? Lindome GIF, who are, predicted to finish first. So that's our first real test. A game definitely then to look forward to. We are hot in form right now, and it'll be really interesting to see how we measure up against a potentially stronger side. But, that being said, we've looked really good so far. Comical goals aside, and a disappointing loss to Larams, we've actually played some really nice football to back up those performances. Defensively, yes, we look a little bit shaky, and that is maybe something that will need to be addressed. But on the offense, we look really fluid, the passing is really, really clean, and it's just some really beautiful build-up play that we're seeing. Some proper tiki-taka football, really. Like, it's absolutely lovely to see, especially after the mess we had at Berwick. Yeah, it wasn't great. But that is going to bring an end to today's episode. If you appreciated that goal as much as I do, let me know in the comments. But thank you all very much for watching. Tomorrow's video will be up at 5:30 PM as always, and I hope to see you then. If you would rather have that video in your feed, you can use the subscribe function to get that there for you. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night.